Hey y'all, if y'all hear noise in the background, one, I have my cat with me, but two, I have an air conditioner and a fan on. Don't judge me for the background noise, I just gotta breathe. With that being said, there are so many videos that I need to make. Like, I need to make them, I have a passion to make them, but also they're updates to situations that we've covered in the past. Now, I had two different ways I could have did this video. One, I could have just gave the creator credit and been like, yeah, I seen all these little details over there and made a script off of their script, but I didn't want to do that. So what we're going to be talking about today is a video from Spill's channel. We're actually just going to be reacting to it, and I'm just going to be giving my commentary in between. I've never reacted to a video from her channel, so I really hope she doesn't copyright strike me, even though this will be done in fair use. But she pretty much made a video where she talked about one of Diddy's victims who actually came forward and was speaking months ago about the possibility of there being fires to cover up evidence all over LA that connects these celebrities back to Diddy. And I know, I've never made a video about Diddy on this channel, but y'all are probably all familiar with the situation. It's a huge situation, and if I would sit here and try to give y'all like the rundown of it, we're gonna be here for a really long time. But pretty much in this video, she went over some conspiracy theories that people have been throwing around on the internet, specifically more TikTok, and everybody's pretty much coming together over on that app and giving out these conspiracy theories about what could have possibly started these LA fires, even though a lot of people, let's keep this in mind, do think that it is just from the dry season that they had. I know last year California had a lot of rainfall and that contributed to a lot of new vegetation, but that vegetation did die off this year and it became pretty much very dry due to the lack of rain, and they said that that is pretty much what contributed to these fires being so out of control. Now, we're going to be diving into this video right now, but before we do, I just want to say if you are in California, or if you know somebody in California, or just to anybody who is being affected by these fires right now, including the animals, my heart goes out to you so heavily. This has been such a devastating thing to see, and I live on the East Coast, and just seeing the videos, it quite literally, it's just gut-wrenching, and I couldn't imagine going through something like that. I know we ended up going through that really bad hurricane that came through here and devastated North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and parts of Georgia, and it's been a terrible 2024 and a bad start to 2025 with all these natural disasters. But with that being said, I just wanted to say my heart truly goes out to each one of these families, and shouts out to Selena Gomez for giving $5 million to the families who were affected by this. But with that being said, let's dive right into Spill's video.
No protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it. Ask questions, demand answers.
Do you think that the fires in California, where all the celebrities live, started to cover up any evidence linked to the Diddy case?
Wait a minute. So did Diddy's home that was supposed to go into evidence in just a few days really just burned to the ground? It's not on. And along with a lot of the celebrities that are intertwined with Diddy, their homes and evidence went burnt to the ground.
From Hollywood conspiracy theories to misconceptions about government resources, the ongoing fires in Los Angeles have sparked intense emotions, only fueling the spread of conspiracy theories. For those who aren't caught up to speed, a conspiracy theory is circulating on social media claiming that the fires in LA were intentionally started to destroy evidence of the alleged Diddy tunnels.
Y'all, celebrities can be extremely slimy. We've seen the industry firsthand through a lot of exposés that's come out about what goes on behind closed doors, not just in the music industry, but for actors and actresses as well. Now, I wouldn't run anything past them trying to save their asses, because we've seen how drastic that they get in the past, especially with political figures when it comes down to them being exposed, and then next thing you know, people were turning up or just simply going missing. It's absolutely crazy. I just wouldn't run anything past them. But if they really did somehow make this happen with the fires just to hide evidence, I feel like that is so incredibly disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, I knew the Diddy situation was absolutely wild, huge, and crazy, but after seeing how many celebrities were actually connected back to him, it was really unnerving. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time that I have heard of these conspiracy theories through Spill's channel, and like I said, I wouldn't run anything past them, but I feel like this is such a bizarre situation that I wanted to get y'all's thoughts and opinions on it in the comment section down below, but let's continue.
Yeah, I know. There's a ton of discourse about this on social media right now after a video of a girl by the name Allie Carter, who claims to be a victim of Diddy's, is circulating all over the internet. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. Back in late 2024, it was reported by several media outlets that during an investigation on Diddy's home, the FBI found tunnels connecting Michael Jackson's house and Diddy's house. And you won't believe what they found at the end of the tunnels.
As they went deeper, they found strange items scattered on the floor, including children's clothes and baby oil. They continued on and came to the end of the tunnel, and the sight before them shocked everyone. They called for backup and took photos to gather evidence, and Diddy's crime was further confirmed.
And now, various TikTokers and people all over Twitter have shared claims online suggesting that the LA fires were deliberately set to destroy evidence related to the upcoming Diddy trial that is set out to be on May 5th of this year, and are insinuating that this was all a ploy to cover up the supposed secret underground tunnels connected to his house. Media outlets were reporting that the tunnel linked Diddy's residence to the Playboy Mansion, supposedly for quick escape or movement that people believe for child trafficking. Again, Diddy's trial is scheduled for May 5th of 2025, and some social media users are now suggesting that celebrity homes were intentionally destroyed to cover up involvement or evidence related to Diddy's case and his recent charges. Diddy faces charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation for prostitution following his arrest in late 2024. I'm sure most of you are aware by now that Los Angeles is grappling with some of the most destructive wildfires in its history, something we've never seen before. The exact root of this wildfire is unknown, but many believe it was driven by severe dry season and hurricane-strength winds.
Y'all, I read an article a couple days ago, and I don't know how true it was. It wasn't in my opinion, very credible news outlet. It was just one that randomly popped up. But they was saying that they was expecting arsonists who had started these fires, saying that sure, it's now considered as almost a natural disaster due to the wind strength and everything that's been rapidly feeding into the flames. But people are saying, and in this article it was claiming, that there is actually somebody who was arrested on arsenic charges due to the LA fires. I just want to say this quickly as well because I just feel, I don't know, I feel iffy about making this video, but I just want to say I'm simply just reacting to Spill's video and giving my 2 cents and opinions on it, so please do your own independent research and form your own opinion about this entire situation. I just think that this is so absolutely crazy that Diddy had somebody who allegedly went out and started these fires just to kind of save everybody's asses and had the celebrities who weren't involved with the situation. But let's talk about these underground tunnels for just a minute. Now, I seen a video, I think it was by Sam and Colby, where they investigated the underground catacombs of Paris, where they went into these secret tunnels under the city, where there was allegedly gang trafficking and even trafficking that happened in the tunnels in that vicinity, and it was very unnerving. And I was just thinking to myself, y'all, if I lived somewhere and I knew that there was tunnels connecting underground going to all these different homes and places, I would feel so creeped out. And I'm sure certain celebrities who had involvement with the situation, such as the tunnels that were connected from Diddy to Michael's home, I'm sure that they were aware that they were there because of course they used the tunnels. But I'm curious to know how many residents in California actually had tunnels under their home connecting to other places that they had no idea even existed. That to me is some next level like scary shit.
According to the Los Angeles Times, at least 5 people have passed away, and over 130,000 Southern California residents are under evacuation orders. The fires are extremely intense, and it doesn't seem to be getting better anytime soon. Officials report that at least 2,000 structures have been destroyed, while more than 7,500 firefighters have been deployed to combat the flames. Even residents whose homes are safe face hazardous air quality, smoky skies, and falling ash. It's just so devastating all around. Thankfully, there are certain companies like Airbnb who are offering temporary solutions throughout this time for people to have a place to stay in temporarily, along with some other companies, so that's nice. But as first responders are struggling to control the disaster, an old clip from alleged trafficking survivor Allie Carter has resurfaced online amid the fires. Now, Allie Carter was allegedly trafficked at a young age to a lot of elite She says she survived to tell her story that CPS trafficked her out to Hollywood to these higher-ups and that the Getty Museum is behind the fires. This video appears to fuel conspiracy theories about the LA wildfire, where many people online who discovered this footage claim that Allie was the one that predicted these fires all along, as she uploaded this video on October 24th of last year. But before we get into that, she alleged abuse by numerous powerful figures, including celebrities and political leaders. Allie, who recently spoke in an interview with Stu Peters, reiterated her previous accusations, alleging, "I've been trafficked through many elite places, from Buckingham Palace to under the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, still under the custody of Child Protective Service." On her website, Allie stated that she suffers from DID and post-traumatic stress disorder. She also made a video talking about the horrific things she had to experience with Diddy.
Now, just for legal reasons, I want to say if what Allie is saying is true, I'm not saying she's lying, I'm just saying for legal reasons, that's how I'm going to be wording this, even though I do believe her. I just think that this whole situation is so incredibly disgusting. It's so sad. Y'all, CPS is out here taking children. It just makes my gut wrench. That's something I don't understand. They're supposed to be there in place to protect children, but instead they're basically selling them out to people, rich people with a lot of money, who's probably offering them a very heavy payday. And her also alleging that the museum was held responsible for this and kind of started the fires just to hide the evidence, because again, she said that they had tunnels underneath. It's just, I'm never, ever gonna travel to a city and look at anything the same ever again. I have always wanted to go to the Louvre in Paris just to see the art and just to experience the culture. And now, if I ever do go, which I probably won't because I'm too afraid to get in a plane, especially to fly that bitch over the ocean, I would probably go into cardiac arrest just sitting on the plane thinking about it. But truly, it just makes you wonder how many places and how many people truthfully have very dark shit happening behind the scenes that just haven't came to light yet. And this is one of those situations that really make you question it.
One time he locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them. Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move. I was freaked out, and I got up and I held her. And they opened the truck and they took her from me because they said she was already sick. And they killed her. Her name was Bailey. And they divvied everybody out like fucking retail. One person, she wouldn't stop crying, so they said that they would just send her off to somebody who was already sick, that had AIDS, that was gonna die soon, because she wouldn't shut up. You don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. I've been screaming for years. So now, if you see me over here trying to live a normal life and tying up loose ends as just mind your business, or don't. We were followed the night that Diddy was arrested. I left a place that I was in, minding my own business, finally trying to stop for a second and get my life back. You know what? I'm not even upset about that. I'm upset about the fact that I have to walk back into this place and I have to tell you all goodbye. So if you know who I am and you know me as Justice, you know I'm about to walk into this building and tell you I gotta go. Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the predators' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. Nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through this shit right now with other people who are running to cover their ass and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why you running? You see how it feels when the world is a little quiet, like, oh, my superstar, my idol? What about the victim? Our PTSD lives on every damn day that they did what they did.
What's interesting though is that on October 24th, Allie had posted a video about these quote-unquote accidental fires that were going to take place, which is interesting now given the timing of the LA fires just 2 months later.
I don't know if this is true, but if you followed me on my page for a while now, the past few months, or even last year, y'all know I love a good conspiracy theory, but this one is absolutely devastating. And for those of you who are probably wondering, why the hell are people trying to make a conspiracy theory out of everybody's trauma going through the fires right now in LA? It's probably because of how coincidental that the times are with how his trial's coming up, all these other celebrities who have been being investigated, the crackdown of the case. I think that potentially it could have been, like Spill said, a ploy to kind of cover up their tracks and hide the evidence, aka burn it. And everybody are saying that, Allie, speaking out about this, I just want to say just very briefly, Allie is such a brave woman. I could not even fathom what she had went through, and my heart just goes out to her, and she is such a brave and courageous woman for speaking out about it and spreading awareness about it so everybody can see these people for their true damn colors. All these celebrities that everybody looked up to and idolized are now being exposed for being absolute dirtbags. But like I said earlier, I think everybody started bringing up this as a conspiracy theory, saying that there could be validity and truth behind it, given the time of the case and the trial coming up and the fires happening right beforehand. Not just that, but as Spill had stated, Allie ended up kind of talking about the fact that this is something that could potentially happen to hide the evidence just 2 months prior to it actually happening. But now we're going to be getting into the video of Allie actually talking about the fire and the potential of it being used to just hide evidence.
I say this to help some of you guys out. There will be no accidental car accidents. There will be no accidental fires.
The Franklin fire in Malibu, it has pushed away from homes, but it has entered some very...
They exist everywhere. They lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere. At 15, my put me on an order to go to the Getty, Los Angeles, California Museum. I was told I was going to walk through a field trip. I was taken with another girl. We were put in dresses and sandals. We pulled up to the museum in a sports car. We were told that we were trying to get a different appearance. So we walked through the museum. There are employees that know exactly what's going on in the museum. They block the doors, know where the entrances and exits are. They take their orders from someone else when someone is trying to get underground through the Getty Los Angeles Museum.
And the fires don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. It's just crazy. She emphasized that in these parties, abuse would occur under the guise of extravagant celebrations. I was there, I witnessed it all. It wasn't just parties, it was something much more sinister. And now, again, in the wake of the recent LA wildfires, several people are talking about this all over TikTok, reposting this video of hers, and people are just shocked, you guys. Most people on social media are glad that everyone is finally catching up and are praising Allie for never backing down and really using her platforms for all these years to advocate against traffickers. I hope everyone hears about what these beasts do to babies and children. I hope that Allie Carter will be known all over the world. Allie Carter is one of our strongest warriors. She's gone through stuff they put in movies or our worst nightmares. She's important in the truth coming out. The darkness is coming to light. Now, of course, people wanted to know what Allie was going to say about all this, since people are shocked about the timing of all this, being like her words really came into fruition. And in response to all the conspiracies making rounds on social media, Allie went on live to post this video on January 9th, just 2 days ago, and apparently her posts are getting censored. And also, I've seen other people's videos on TikTok that were talking about this and sharing this get censored as well. So it would say video unavailable when I would go back to try to watch it again. So very, very interesting.
I know a lot of people relate to us because there's something that has happened in your life that you can relate to. So stay with me. The Getty's burning? Is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path. But I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to.
I just want to say shout out to Allie for continuing to use her platform to spread awareness about this and for being such a huge voice in trafficking. Also, shout out to Spillplug because that video was done so incredibly well, like the editing, everything. She was just 10 out of 10. I don't know if this was done intentionally. I really don't. If y'all hear that noise in the background, that's my coffee brewing, so just ignore it, okay? It's been a really long day, but I can't say for sure if any of this was done intentionally. I know these are just conspiracy theories that are circulating the internet right now, and I found them incredibly interesting. And also the timing was something else that was very coincidental, and I wanted to get y'all's thoughts and opinions about it. As I stated earlier, these celebrities who have all this money to literally just burn down their shit and then go restart somewhere else, they have the money to do so, but there's so many people who are caught in the warpath of this fire who, I don't know if y'all have heard this, and I don't know how true this is, but I've been seeing this on multiple places at State Farm, and other insurance companies are actually dropping people from fire insurance right ahead of these fires happening. Which I think is crazy, because living in a state such as California where you are prone to wildfires due to the lack of rain, I just don't see how that could be a thing. Like I said though, this situation has been absolutely devastating to see unfold right before my very eyes, and seeing stuff happen in real time with families having to evacuate from their homes just because it's literally on the verge of burning down due to a wildfire. It's so sad. Y'all, my heart is breaking too, because I'm such an animal lover, and I just can't help but think about all the shelters who had to evacuate, all the stray animals and wildlife who got caught up in this shitty mess. It's just y'all, I can't tell you how bad I feel. And like I said earlier, we're not gonna know for sure if this was a ploy done by celebrities just to hide and get rid of evidence, or if this was an actual wildfire that happened naturally with nobody causing it. But I just wanted to make this video and react to it, because this was the first time that I had heard of these conspiracies and rumors, and I could have made a video off of spill plugs and everything that she was saying, but I didn't want to like steal her content. Does that make sense? So I just kind of wanted to show you guys with content credit given to her and just react to it. I don't know if there is a fundraiser or a charity event that I can link in this video in the description box or somewhere else that will go towards the funding for helping families who had to go through this fire. But if there is a fundraiser that I am able to link, I will definitely be doing so, and y'all can feel free to go help out with anything, even if it's just $1. It all adds up, and it goes to families who are truly in need, who did suffer from this wildfire. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, the Diddy situation is absolutely bizarre, and this is just... oh, such a bad analogy. Oh, I just had such a bad analogy, but I feel like I have to use it. The Diddy situation was so incredibly bizarre, and this is just throwing fuel on the fire. I know, don't come for me, don't come for me. I am not trying to be like, oh, that was such a bad analogy, I just can't think of anything else. I'm not trying to be insensitive, I'm really not, okay? I just really could not think of anything else to how to word that, okay? Anyways, with that being said, that was terrible. That was so bad. That was such a bad end to the video. I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel bad now. Like, I don't know. I feel bad. I shouldn't have said that, but anyways, I'm just gonna wrap it up, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Do y'all think that this was intentional to hide evidence from all these celebrities who could, of course, afford to go out and restart and rebuild their lives, and they're just making all these unsuspecting civilians go down in the warpath of it just to save their asses, pretty much? I don't know. I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And with that being said, feel free to go check out Spill Plug's video on the situation. It's the one we just reacted to today without my interruptions. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next damn video. Alright, bye.